Welcome back to Metal Planet, a great place to stay up to date on the new heavy metal and hard rock releases. I am Max Gris. There are many albums I'm excited to talk about this week, records that will be released on May 23rd, 2025, so let's jump in. But before we start, instead of presenting the albums in an aleatory manner like usual, I wanted this week to switch things up and have fun with the video. The albums in today's list are going to be presented in an order based on how heavy they are, with the albums with a more accessible and mellow sound presented first, and the heaviest, darkest and most brutal albums presented last. I'm also going to tell you in what context I would listen to these albums. The record in today's list with the most accessible sound is Viva Rock and Roll by Deraps. This band has a kind of DIY aspect because there is only two musicians performing all the instruments in the studio. The musician Jacob Deraps is on lead guitar, lead vocals and bass, while the musician Josh Gallagher is on drums and backing vocals. Deraps has a fun and light sound, with a party vibe that channels the music of 70s hard rock and 80s glam metal bands like Van Halen and White Lion. If I invited friends over to have a barbecue and a brew on my patio at my house, Viva Rock and Roll is the kind of album I would put in the background. I might just do that. Stranger to Love is the upcoming album by Senna, a post-hardcore and metalcore formation from Germany. The name of the band means brightness in the Arabic language. Although there are some breakdowns in Senna's music, the overall sound of the formation is fairly accessible, which makes the name of the group appropriate. Stranger to Love will have a modern, melodic and mesmerizing sound with some pop music undertones, well-rounded clean vocals and catchy hooks. Senna's band members seem to be confident in the quality of their new album because a lot of music videos were released to promote it. If I was riding into the sunset in a convertible car and wanted to listen to an album with a mesmerizing vibe, Stranger to Love is the kind of album I would listen to. The third album for this week is Beyond by Moonlight Haze, an Italian female-fronted symphonic and power metal band. In Moonlight Haze's music, the operatic vocals of the singer Chiara Tricarico takes the center stage, but there are also other interesting musical characteristics like wordy arrangements, cool keyboard parts in the background and vibrant shred guitar solos. With singles like Chase the Light and Awakening, the new Moonlight Haze album has some upbeat lyrics and an upbeat feel, but it also has a high-gain metal guitar tone, giving the album a bit more heaviness than the previous two albums in my opinion. If after listening to many extreme metal records in a row, I wanted to listen to a more mellow album to give my ears a rest, Beyond would be a good pick. The next three titles in today's list, Idag by Witchcraft, Metanoia by Crystal Spiders and Pyhä Kuilu by Entheomorphosis are kind of middle of the road in terms of heaviness. Those three albums will have an organic and unpolished sound, and could be for you if you like metal and rock subgenres with slow riffs like doom metal, stoner metal and psychedelic rock. Idag, Metanoia and Pyhä Kuilu will feature doom-laden guitar riffs and intoxicating grooves. The first two are going to have hypnotic clean vocals, while the third one will have some weird vocals that are hard to describe. They sound something like if Father Whipper, Old Man Whipper, was singing in a metal band. If I took a walk in a forest, I would listen to the three albums in this round. Their organic sound would fit perfectly with the sight of trees, rivers, and the earth. On May 23rd, it will be possible to listen to the new Aexylium record Myth of Mankind. Aexylium is a European folk metal group with lyrics inspired by pagan mythology, folk tales and legends. The band is notable for including a violin and a flute player in its lineup. The presence of those instruments give Aexylium a melodic edge, but make no mistake, the band also has a heavier side with the presence of shrieking and harsh vocals and strong guitar riffs. Aexylium's music can be for fans of Korpiklani and LVT. The album's title track is strong in my opinion. If you are interested by the band, I encourage you to check it out. If I wanted to listen to an album with a good balance between melody and aggression, Myth of Mankind is the type of album I would choose. In Oblivion and Origins of Aggression, the new titles by Age of Apocalypse and Onslaught will be collections of urgent tracks with dynamic rhythms, sharp guitar riffs and lyrics either sung or screamed. Age of Apocalypse is a hardcore band with some thrash metal characteristics in its sound, while Onslaught is a thrash metal band that was originally influenced by hardcore formations in its early years. In Oblivion will be the sophomore studio record by Age of Apocalypse, while Origins of Aggression will be a double album compilation celebrating the 40th anniversary of the release of the first Onslaught record. The first disc will contain re-recordings of some of the tracks from the early years of the band, while the second disc will contain metal and punk covers. If I was going to do some jogging outside or on a treadmill, In Oblivion and Origins of Aggression are the kind of albums I would listen to while doing that type of exercise because of their dynamic rhythms. The two titles in this round of albums will have a dark atmosphere. Still Rust and Disgust by the music project Moonlight is mostly a covers album. It contains 10 covers and 2 new cuts. This album will present a blend of black and speed metal with a punk rock attitude. The track Cleveland Metal from Still Rust and Disgust, released with an accompanying music video, is intended by Itinerary, the mastermind of Moonlight, as a love letter to his hometown of Cleveland. Moonlight's new album can be for fans of the band Bewitcher. On the other hand, the new Oceans record, the Regeneration Itinerary, will be in the symphonic black metal vein, but with the addition of electronic elements, giving it an avant-garde twist. This album is intended by the formation to be a transcendent expedition into the duality of light and dark, and with this one expect some intense drumming. If I was going to attend the concert tonight with extreme metal bands playing, Still Rust and Disgust and the Regeneration Itinerary are the kind of records I would listen to prior to go to the venue to set me in the mood for the show. Dawnbringer Chapter 7, The Ember Emperor, will be the first album in 7 years for the German band Fragments of Unbecoming. This opus will be a Scarlet Records title, and the songs To Everyone and None and In Times of Doom from this record that have been released already are notable for their dark atmosphere, but they still contain melodies, so it appears that Dawnbringer Chapter 7 will be an amalgamation of melodic and blackened death metal. That blend could appeal to both fans of the Artwork era of Carcass and the fans of the band Hate and Behemoth. Like the previous two albums, Dawnbringer Chapter 7 is the kind of record I would listen to prior to attend an extreme metal concert to set me in the mood for the show. I said in the beginning of the video that I would keep the most brutal records of this week for the end, and I wasn't lying. If you like your metal abrasive, those last 3 albums should satisfy your needs. I'm done with self-care, it's time for Other's Arm, will be the new album by the deathcore band Thus Spoke Zarathustra from Maryland. It will feature aggressive vocals, breakneck blast beats, and heavy breakdowns. Chepang, a band that consists of musicians living in New York City but originally from Nepal, will drop on the same day Jiapa, its 4th studio album. Thematically, this one is about releasing the negative energy inside you, and musically, it will be a display of sonic savagery with a raw and ultra-chaotic sound. Incinerate by Sudden Death will be a collection of 11 really brutal death metal tracks with an ungodly vocal delivery that wouldn't pale in comparison to the music of Cannibal Corpse. The 3 records from this round, I would listen to them while lifting weights at the gym. So that were the albums from this week, presented in an order from the most accessible to the most brutal albums. Like we can see, there is a pretty big range between the light party vibe of Deraps and the abrasive sound of the last 3 albums. That's what I like about heavy metal and hard rock music. There is an album for every mood and occasion, and there are records for everybody. If you found this video useful and plan to listen to an album presented today, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more heavy music related content. There is a new releases of the week video like this one every week on this channel, so that might interest you. I think that there are many interesting titles this week. Let me know in the comments which album or albums you are looking forward to listen to. Write it down in the comments section. For more complete list of the albums coming out this week, check the description section of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!